we're good with that. We're good. We'll call it. What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. We're getting a little bit of an early start today. As you can see, the sun is just like barely starting to rise behind me there, and that's for good reason. We've got a little bit of a trip ahead of us because we are officially picking up the suspension for my 2025 F250. I am beyond excited. This is a different direction than I normally go with my truck build, so it's gonna be something completely new to me, but pretty stoked on this. We're waiting on Dedek to show up right now. We're gonna be rolling up together, and after that, we're actually gonna go stop by our friends over at Hoppo's, pick up some other parts for this truck, some parts for Dedek's truck. But again, I am beyond stoked to show you guys what we are doing with this truck. This video is really gonna set the direction we're going with this thing because I've kind of kept it under wraps this entire time. Brother. Good morning, brother.
Good morning, brother.
We should just take this, dude.
We should. Why don't we take both of them?
Well, we could do that, but we could ride together, put the suspension in your saddlebags here.
No,
or
you'd sit on the back the whole way?
Oh, no, dude, I sit on the handlebars, facing backwards. We can hook the Harbor Freight trailer up to this thing. All right, Dedek, we have arrived. You've got 32 pieces of Chick-fil-A chicken minis in you. Are you ready, buddy?
Locked and loaded. Hopefully they have a bath.
I don't know if you guys can see it with the glare right now, but we are pulling up. They got the fenced in area.
Concrete pump supply. We're getting a new pump, baby.
Right, there you go. Let's do this, buddy. Let's go see what we're getting into. Maybe we'll get some context clues if people start to see the vehicles around the parking lot here.
Yep.
Look at this flatbed though. This is pretty dope.
I like it. I like little shorties.
Right? I like the little stick size. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we lose a screw. There we go. Put that back for him right there.
There you go.
All right.
Appreciate that.
I'm like taking the little extra step there. A little extra clearance. Yeah, man. Alrighty, y'all, so we have obviously made it by the signage you have seen to Carli Suspension. So we've got Alex here. You are Assistant Operations Manager?
I am, yes.
And he's gonna give us a walk around now. I know, every comment on the video of me releasing my truck and like debuting my truck was, you gotta go Carli, you gotta go Carli, you gotta go Carli, you gotta go Carli. And before that truck even showed up, I was in talks with Carli because we knew that is the route I wanna go on this truck. And well, we are honored to have Alex giving us a tour here. This is one of two locations, right?
Yes, yeah. So this is the main central hub, you know, Carli head HQ, and then we have our weld shop in Paris.
So we're actually gonna be touring both of those today, but let's start here because we're here.
So this is the shipping department. So we have as much as we can on our shelves. We're jam-packed with product, trying to keep stuff on the shelves for everybody. We're shipping out, I mean, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, we're fully loaded here. We have an in-house machine shop, take care of practically everything that we make. This here is our third gen billet motor mounts.
Sick.
Getting milled on our horizontal right here.
All right, we'll take a set. What they're for, we'll take them.
We don't even have a third gen.
We use them somewhere. I'll modify
Third gen
it.
Dodge. But you can see the machine right here making them. It does these parts in two operations. Basically, machines one side, and then the operator here grabs it and flips it around, and then the machine finishes the other side.
So how many CNCs are you guys running here?
We got nine.
Nine
total.
Awesome.
Yeah. A bunch of lathes here running a bunch of production parts, and then we have 3 mills, and then we have a manual mill over there.
I can appreciate that. Their quality control.
Oh, heck yeah.
Dude, that is, so not only does it tell you what their tolerances are, it tells you how many, like every so often, you have to write it down, time, date, like basically in the Navy at that point, I do that every hour for fire main pressure.
No, these guys are actually working. You don't work.
To make sure we're putting out the best product.
No, that's awesome. Like that is.
Well, you can just see having all the measuring tools just sitting right there for anything coming off the line.
Exactly. And whenever they set up anything, they're setting up all the tools that they need to measure, to make sure the product comes out perfect. Another part, this is the part that's going on your truck.
Okay.
You can do the sway bar.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so this is the actual sway bar bracket itself. The machine block starts off as one of these.
See a little weight difference. It's pretty heavy. There, that weighs like nothing.
Yeah, loses some weight.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Pull that bad boy.
That's so crazy. Oh, I love that. That is awesome.
So if anybody's wondering why your parts are expensive, because we got to throw away a lot of stuff here. Recycle. We're in California.
Yeah,
We got to recycle.
Exactly. We make so many of these. This machine's running non-stop, pretty much, 5 days a week.
Awesome.
Making this is one part, just for the sway bars. Just because they're so hot, we can't keep the sway bar kits in stock. The blocks themselves, the sway bar brackets themselves, getting ready to go to get anodized.
Gotcha.
We get a certain amount, we'll send them all out to get anodized. The other half, this is your arm.
Oh, nice.
So this
Sick.
is the sway bar arm itself. The welders weld these parts on it, and then it comes here to get drilled and then cut in half, so that way it can go on the spline.
And I'm assuming we test everyone coming off, see if it fits?
Every single one, we make sure that it fits in, it fits properly, so that way the customer doesn't have a hard time installing it. We make sure it's deburred properly, taking care of everything we can here in-house.
That's rad. So you don't realize how much stuff, I mean, at least I never realized how much you guys, and we're not even at like the full welding facility. This is just like, this is shipping slash machining.
Exactly, yeah. Machining of arms, as you can see, just stacks of arms here.
Almost looks like your welds, Dedic.
Nah,
So this is how they start off. It's just a machine puck that gets put in there, gets welded all the way around, and then here in this machine, they cut it in half, and then they drill it first, and then they cut it in half, and the through bolt is what keeps it tight on that bar.
That's wild.
I'm gonna show you what it looks like after it's done.
That's so crazy. It's these little processes you don't think about. Like that's 2 facilities right there to get one part made of many on this kit.
Exactly, and then it goes out to get powder coated. So
okay, there you go, 3 facilities.
Third process, and then we assemble it here.
Obviously, again, the name Carli alone has grown immensely. So where if you're kind of trying to do what I'm trying to do with the truck, like there's really only one brand.
Exactly, we're the best out there, so you want to get the best parts, and we put the best attention to everything.
Awesome.
Here we kind of wandered into our R&D bay, so this is where every single part that we design gets tested over and over and over again for fitment, make sure it is perfect. Whatever we can do to make it easier for the customer to install, again, just refine the product that much more. We'll go back even and go into our old product and see if we can make it better.
Dedic, you need some shocks for your truck, just grab a couple out of here.
Nice to meet you, Ryan.
Nice to meet you as well.
Nice to finally meet you.
Dedic.
Nice to meet you.
I feel like I should have started working out again before I came back here. Jesus. Where's the company gym? Because apparently everybody's in shape.
Pull-up bars in the sales department.
Okay, see. Dan, obviously me and you have been in contact for a little bit. We've gotten a tour so far of the facility, but I don't think we've really mentioned what I'm putting on the truck. I feel like we should give you the honor.
Well, for Ryan's build, a 5.5-inch Pathfinder system with every option except for the trophy hitch, because Ryan's out of his mind and wants to run 40-inch tires. I told him not to, but he's going to do it anyway.
I'm going to insert real quick. He told me not to, and then he said, just do it.
And then I said, but I probably would.
There you go.
So,
There you go. So you guys have heard of the Dominator kit. You've heard of the pin top kit. You've heard of the commuter kit. I feel like the kit we're running, it's not talked about as much, right?
Right. Now the Pathfinder system is going to slate between the pin top system and the backcountry system. So the Kings are going to be a little bit more off-road oriented, where the Pathfinder is every benefit of the 2.5-inch shock without going like full off-road. So it's going to give you the capability to do the off-road stuff given the diameter, displacement of the shock, the additional oil capacity, but the tuning for it's going to be a little bit more around working with the truck, light duty off-road, on-road prowess, that kind of thing.
Now, one of the things I talked with Dan about was, obviously you guys know, anytime I go with anything, it's like, give me the top of the line, craziest, wildest thing you got. And Dan's like, I don't think you want that. Not for the type of driving you're doing. And I come from the Bronco, I'm like, it was a great ride for a while, then it wasn't. And like, I just want this thing to ride plush.
When he originally hit me up, he wanted the Dominator system, and I have the Dominator system on my Superduty. The difference is in application, right? Ryan's not gonna be taking this thing out and all out smashing it. You wanna equip your truck with enough shock to be able to smash if that's what you're going to do, and then you kind of put up with the daily driven ride quality. Now, the 3.0 Kings with our custom tuning in them, they ride phenomenal on the road, but they are more controlled than they are soft. And he primarily wanted a softer on-road ride with the capability to go in the dirt, but when he was in the dirt, he's not going to be smashing. So I pulled him down from that top of the line. A lot of the small bump compliance from the 40-inch tires he's going to be running is going to help with the tuning that we have in the Pathfinder shocks to make for just like an unbelievable on-road ride quality. And again, off-road, he'll be able to do pretty much whatever he wants to do, considering it's a brand new, beautiful truck that it's not going to be something he's going to take off-road and go destroy.
Yeah. We don't destroy things around here, Dan. We try to baby them as much as we can.
Well, you're in the place where we destroy things, so it's really important that we
saw
get
your
right
pile of shocks over there.
Graveyard, yeah, the shock graveyard. Yeah, a lot of people like to get their hands on that. So this is actually the kit here. It's not for yours, but those are the Pathfinder shocks. We're tuning them up for the Power Wagon right now.
Awesome.
I've got them on my 2025 Ram out front too, and the leveling diesel application. But these are the shocks, man. I mean, we've been doing Kings for a very long time. We love Kings. They absolutely have their place in the market, but people wanted a tuning profile that was a little bit more on-road oriented than what we run in our Kings. We didn't want to neuter those shocks for the guys that do actually run their trucks to the potential of that King 2.5 with our tuning in it. So this is like the everyman shock, man. It literally fits 95% of our customer base, and everyone's been super happy with it. So you'll see a lot of Pathfinder stuff going on in the shop right now.
Nice. And then one of the things we had talked about, what are the differences between, say, this and the pin top kit or the backcountry kit? I mean, is it a shock package? Is there more to the shock package?
That's it. No, it's 100% in the shock package. So the shock is what determines the kit. The base components are the same. Same coil springs. In this case, we're talking rams. So we've got radius arm drops, coil springs, we got a torsion sway bar. We've got all these different kit components. The determinant of what that kit is the shock package. So the backcountry is going to be a 2.0 remote reservoir. The Pathfinder is a 2.5 remote reservoir. That's a Carli spec 2.5. And then the pin top kit is that King 2.5. So they're all tuned for whatever that application is. The backcountry is going to be kind of a light off-road but on-road focused kit. The Pathfinder actually overlaps that one, but it's a little bit more capable both on and off-road, being a 2.5 damper, but our tuning focus was very, very similar. And then the pin top we just tuned for a little bit more aggressive off-highway stuff. It makes for more of a sports car on-road handling if you like that more positive road feel.
Hopefully that's helping you guys understand what I was looking for in the ride that I wanted. You know, you kind of liken it to like a Lamborghini, right? A Lamborghini is not gonna, it has to be tight. It has to be able to turn tight. Everything just has to be so tight that you can't, like, to me, can't sit back, cruise, hit a speed bump, like none of that. I wanted that kind of Cadillac-y feel, and I feel like we're gonna hit the best of both worlds with this kit.
Yeah, the last thing that you want is to get like spongy suspension out of one of these trucks, right? So you hit a bump and then it's soft, it absorbs it, but all of a sudden you're struggling to recover. So no matter what, we're going to prioritize control, but we can shift a little bit away from the off-road focus to the on-road focus to make sure it's both controlled and comfortable, and that's where this kit lives. Where the pin top, the harder you drive, the better that shock tuning feels. In this one, you don't have to have a heavy right foot for it to feel compliant, responsive, and controlled. We could take a 2.5-inch shock, and I could throw enough valving into it that you can go smash whoops, and after a single section, you could cook a ribeye on it, you know? But that's not what you should be doing with a 2.5-inch shock. At the same time, with your application, Ryan, when you had said you wanted the Dominator, I could strip enough tuning out of that to suit your application perfectly. But why run a 3.0 shock if you're gonna run it at that end of the spectrum? So that's why you'll find we don't have multiple valvings for the same kit. We have different shock packages because when we optimize the on-road and the off-road capability, you end up landing right in that sweet spot. It used to be our welding department. That's why it looks the way it does. We used to have the big air purifiers up there.
Is that Dedic on the right up there?
Oh my God.
Oh, I gotta get in tight on that one, hold on. Excuse me, I'm gonna squeeze past you real quick, bro. I mean, that could be Dedic, right? Apparently that's Aaron, but for sure, dude.
Unfortunately, we got to advanced assembly before we really got the week kicked off here, so it's nice and clean, which is a very, very rare sight. But
This is the powder coat section where everything is staged that comes in from powder coat, and then anything else that gets purchased.
yeah, one of the big things here is that laser cutting and CNC bending, all that stuff is still an outside process. It's done local to our facility, but all that stuff goes to the weld shop. The weld shop processes that, puts it on pallets, takes it out. Powder coat is also an outside process. So we get a truck that brings in our powder coat. It comes down this aisle, they count everything, categorize everything, count it, throw it up on the shelf, date it, and then it goes over to advanced or regular assembly over here to make it into that final box to ship out to all you guys. We have very few outside processes, but the ones we do have, we feel like we've streamlined.
Yeah, we have.
It's nice and organized over here, thanks to Brian.
Track bars here for 4th gen Dodges. We got radius arms just coming in stacks every single week. 2 days a week, powder coat drops off.
Dang.
10 pallets of product that we got to go through.
We got Dodge long arms down there, airbag brackets.
Nice, nice.
Radius arm drops.
I just love how everything is just so boom, 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 boom.
Way to do it.
It's not crap everywhere, pallets getting mixed up.
There was never crap everywhere. That's the thing, man. As we've scaled this company, we've made sure that organization was always foundational.
Awesome.
Right? Because it's really easy to get lost in the sauce and this type of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure
especially with
many of these
outside
parts look similar for different trucks.
Oh, absolutely. And our part numbers don't help because, you know, We're a bunch of dumb suspension guys. We're not like part number spreadsheet guys. So where we should have started numerically, we actually use these, you know,
vehicle-driven part numbers.
that would be a good
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
And everything on this entire aisle will get consumed basically weekly.
Wow, that's
This
insane.
gets stacked up. Like I said, 10 pallets a week are coming through here. And 2 different days of powder coat, getting dropped off, getting counted, you get put on the shelf, and then immediately after, going to assembly to get assembled. And then once assembly's done over here, with basically, you know, assembling either all the different joints, reservoir mounts, track bar joints, they assemble and box everything. And then once they're done with all that stuff, it gets staged over in the shipping department over here. They stage everything, make sure that they have what they need. That way when the powder coat lands, they can assemble it right away without any hiccups.
Super rad.
Yeah, and then basically just a wall of hard, you know, machine parts.
That's what I'm saying. This is an expensive wall right here.
Very beautiful.
That it is.
Sick. You're already, come on, guy.
I'm out.
These guys are gonna throw you out of here, bro. They built this sweet Jenga tower right here.
The ball centers are made in-house. These washers are made in-house. The bushings were purchased, of course, but pretty much everything else that we can make, we'll make here in-house.
That is so sick.
Yeah, and there's design intent. That's what I was talking about behind all of this stuff. So he said they're made outside as an outside process, but there are bushings. So we actually have these bushings made to our spec, our material. We do our own grease flutes in there.
Nice.
When we're talking about making these, we make them out of 17-4 stainless steel. We make the outside area as large as we possibly can to make sure you've got as much purchase area as you can when you tighten this thing down. There's design intent around everything that we do, even if it's an outside process. We don't just go buy, you know, your standard bushing. We ensure that the bushing is optimal for whatever that application is.
Awesome.
Yeah, shortcuts mean you're gonna have to touch it again, and we don't want you guys to have to do that.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
give you something that's serviceable. We wanna make that service interval as long as possible. We wanna make sure the grease can migrate.
That I appreciate. I appreciate a long service interval.
Yes.
And you also appreciate quiet rigs, right? We watched your Bronco videos.
So excited to be in something quiet.
I want it to be silent, and I want it to be a long service interval.
Yes, perfect. Ideal.
Yeah.
Send it. Check out the forklift, Edic. They got a Manitow. These guys make some gnarly lifts. They make like petty bones, but like the whole boom pivot sideways and shit. It's pretty sick. What kind of Carli suspension we got on this thing? Look at that. We got the combo right here, dude. Little Baja Designs and Carli. This is going on the truck. So we got something near and dear to my heart here. I do miss her, but I'm happy about the new truck. So what do we got going on here on your guys' Bronco?
So we do something a little bit unique for the Bronco platform, and that we don't even do it for the Ram or Ford platforms, but we do full suspension, we do full steering, we do rock sliders, we do armor, so front and rear bumpers on this thing. This one is on our mild lift. It was a Sasquatch to begin with, so our lift was only about an inch and a half over the factory platform here, but we run our custom tuned King 2.5-inch coilovers in the front and rear. We've got our billet upper control arms. We've got our steering, so our tie rod system under there. We have our bumper system here with our full underbelly skid plate on the Bronco as well.
That is a nice bumper. I like that.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing about everything that we do is going to be with intention here, right? So we wanted to fit a 12, or I think it's a 10K winch in here. I'm used to saying 12 because of the heavy duty trucks. But we have a synthetic line 8,000 or 10,000 pound winch. And then we wanted to be able to clear the front camera.
Nice.
Everybody else is putting the winches up too high. We wanted them down as close to the frame rail as possible.
Sick.
So that, you know, it wasn't going to mess up if you actually tried to pull from the thing. And we wanted you to be able to use your front camera as well with the Baja mode and all that different type of stuff. We made it modular so you could take the wings off for shipping, makes it a lot cheaper to transport the thing, but still looks like kind of a monocoque, you know, when you put it all together there.
If you don't notice that joint, the weld right next to it kind of looks like it's a single piece.
100%. Plus, I mean, the way that we weld in even our production product here, it's like the more weld, the better.
Yeah.
Just aesthetically. Additionally to that, you know, we've got like a little space down here under the winch so that you've got the intercooler airflow, so we don't actually interrupt that. We integrate, of course, Baja Designs lighting.
I like these side lights right here.
Work with. Yeah, that's awesome. And then we've got the, you know, integration of the parking sensors in a way that nobody else does them quite as clean.
Yep.
You know, so it's just trying to take every product to the next level here.
Sick.
We did the RCV axle shafts on it. You can see our steering under there. Behind the front portion here is going to be the torsion sway bar, so we actually convert. This is a Wild Track, so it had just a regular sway bar, not the disconnecting one.
Okay.
So we do our torsion sway bar similar to what's going on in your truck. It actually converts to a torsion style bar there, a torsion spring instead of the factory sway bar, and allows for some differentiation, so much better articulation, on-road ride quality, while still providing the support that you need at highway speeds and high-speed off-road.
That's good. Sweet. Appreciate it, guys. All right, y'all, so we've got my kit loaded up. However, you can hear this truck idling next to me. I'm about to go be a passenger. Ain't got no 5-point harness in this thing.
That we don't.
Okay.
No need.
Yeah, because we're definitely not getting off the pavement in this one. So Dan wants to show us the capabilities of his truck. He's got a 3rd gen?
You got a 3rd gen with an unchained long arm kit.
Okay. I don't even know what that is. That sounds above my pay grade.
Basically the best suspension you can put on these 3rd gens.
So he really wants to take me for a ride. You guys know how I feel about that. We have Dedic with us. So Dedic could be my test dummy. There we go. There's his truck right there. We'll get a walk around of that thing in a second once we get to the Carli Suspension proving grounds. All right, we made it. Police are down the street. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. I feel like it's worth it for the video though. Is Dedic giving you tips?
Yeah.
Okay.
He told me how to drive safely.
Oh good. There ain't no 5-point harnesses in these 3rd gens. This ain't gonna work.
Yeah, you get those seatbelt and tug and lock.
Okay.
3 points enough. Yeah, they lock on their own.
Oh good.
A long arm unchained, mine's a short arm Dominator.
Okay.
His is a front 3.5 diameter shock, mine's a 3.0. Mine can still party plenty, but his is, I mean, kind of like the name says, it's unchained. You can have that thing has you'll far out, the truck won't be able to perform to what the shocks can do now.
So you guys are gonna watch this video back. It's filmed on a GoPro. The GoPros notoriously make things look smaller, smoother, whatever. There's like 4-foot ruts we went through just crawling over here, and I've already smacked the crap out of my head. So let's go give you guys a walk around of Dan's truck.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, there were some times where it was like a 10 out of 10 pucker factor coming up to something.
Dude, those
like,
things they're like 4-foot ruts over here.
Like where I thought that like, oh, we're gonna hit this and I'm definitely gonna be like up in the air and like waiting for it to come like crashing back down, and nothing. It was just whoop. I was like, oh.
Sick.
Okay, this is
It's
nice.
amazing what big shocks
This
can
is
do. I mean,
nice.
Alex has 3.0s on that truck, but to my earlier point of Kings like the skinny pedal,
Right.
the faster you go, the better that kind of stuff feels. Yeah. And yeah, this truck makes short work of all of this stuff. This thing's meant to be out in Johnson Valley, Ocotillo, smashing. So this little course here, we tune all of our 2.5s, our 2.0s, IFPs, remote reservoirs, and we'll start 3.0 tuning here, but there's nothing big enough to really challenge that, or not fast enough. There's some big enough stuff.
Gotcha.
But you got to keep a certain cadence and have a certain duration on those shocks to get the tuning dialed.
Okay.
So out here, yeah, nothing will challenge this truck, but it's a fun little run. So hard to do a quick walk around. It's been an 8-year build and progression, but the long story short on it is it's a 3-inch lift. It's our unchained system. Our unchained system is a 3.5 King smooth body that's 12 inches of travel in the front, backed up by a 2.0 King hydro bump. And then in the rear, we've got a 3.0 by 12 shock that's a 4.2 bypass. To support all of that, we've got our axle truss on the bottom. So the AAM axle is known that when you run it to this capability, you'll actually bend it. So axle will be smiling at you after a big whoop section. So we do the hanging axle truss on it. That's all welded on. Do our Carli ball joints on there. I upgraded the hubs, so I've got dual tapered bearing hubs on there just to make sure nothing's gonna fail on this. Forged KMC 18x9 monoblock wheels. 40-inch tires. The axle's been cycled because it doesn't fit 40s on our 3-inch lift. So I did ADV fiberglass fenders front and rear on this thing. I did custom inner fender liners on it so that it would actually cycle the 40s, and then we cut and plated the firewall, put this thing to full compression, turned it, made sure that the 40s will actually clear on it.
Sick.
It's got PSC hydro assist, Mercenary bumpers, Baja Designs lighting, Go Fast camper with a bed cage in it to hold that camper and make sure that I don't leave it out in the desert on accident.
Yeah, you're probably the only one with Go Fast camper going fast.
That's why they love me. Yeah. Constant R&D, man. And that thing's been on here for 5 years at this point.
Nice.
Through all the stuff that I have no business doing.
Okay.
And it's still the original camper. Got the solar panel on top, the ARB fridge in the back that it powers.
Sick.
My batteries are back there, 2 full-size spares, PRP seats with a custom console on the interior. To your point, no 5-point harnesses, but you can see that, you know, there is something holding you in there.
Well, that
which is
console's
nice.
sick.
The seats
Yeah.
are nice too. They're comfy.
Yeah, I mean, I mainly added them because I wanted the heated and cooled feature.
There
Being
you
a
go.
2003 truck, right? I mean, you don't get those kind of accoutrements with
Right.
an old rig, so I wanted the cooled seats. And no, overall, it's really come together, and everything that I've done started as the system, and then it was refinement, right? Of adding things like those Wheeler Industries fender liners, so that I didn't have just a splash guard, but you know, when I'm running this thing out in the desert through water crossings, I don't have to worry that I'm shooting water into the engine compartment.
Did you hit it fast?
Yeah, it was impressive.
No, that was
Yeah, no.
slow.
Well,
That's it.
Yeah, what the fuck? I was gonna say, I was watching.
for like, well, he did say he was taking it easy, but I'm saying it's like, for put it this way, we'd have never done anything close to that in the Bronco, ever.
We would have once.
Okay, once, yeah, well, maybe halfway once.
Yeah, we would have made it halfway down the
We would've
road.
made it all the other way.
That's
out.
the big thing for us is perspective is
Retrospect.
everything.
Right.
I'll take a customer out here, and because I hit this 5, 6, 7 times a day when we're tuning shocks, I know it like the back of my hand, and I know exactly where to drive and how to hit things. But to somebody who's never been in one of these trucks before or this track, you're looking at everything like, does he see it? You know? When I'm plotting, I know the shocks that I have on the truck and what line I could take with each one.
Don't kill me. Let's go.
Let's do it, dude. Go have fun, man.
Let's see what we got.
I'll take it easy, but still have it do some justice here.
Okay.
You saw the size of those holes when you were coming
Dude,
out.
those are like 4 feet. Holy shit. Dude, that is insane how smooth that is.
Got a little section over here too. This is all easy stuff.
Let's get a little mix of some sand over here.
Yeah, some silt. Just beachfront Elsinore, man. Enjoy that view, you know?
That's wild.
One more time for you.
Oh, jeez. I think I'm breaking more of a sweat than the truck is.
That's a good thing, man.
Now again,
That's what you want.
I wish you guys could see these whoops. I mean, these ruts are deep. But I can definitely tell, you know, it is the speed thing. Like, you gotta...
The faster you go,
Yeah.
the more that damper works. These shocks all operate off of shaft speed, right? So you've got low speed compression, high speed compression, same for rebound as you stack these shims on the piston. And Kings love a constant high shaft speed. That's where the dampers really start working.
Insane, dude.
Yeah, you gotta drive them if you want to run the Kings for sure. How's that?
Yeah, we're good with that. We're good. We'll call it. I'm sold. Jesus.
Well, I'm honored to have driven you, man.
Wow.
Good buddy,
Yeah, that's the.
Let me see the hand there. Fine. Let me see the hand there. Oh, dude,
Steady.
That's definitely the gnarliest ride I've been on. This thing is insane.
Good?
Yeah, dude, fuck yeah. Yeah.
It's fun, dog.
Yeah, wow. I told him at one point, I was like, I don't know if this truck's sweating more or me, because that was fucking...
Well, but I said, I mean, if you're gonna have one thing sweat, let it be you, not the truck.
There you go.
Right? That's a comfortable situation.
Jeez. He's like, yeah, let's do it one more time. I was like, okay.
Was it not crazy how like you like in the seat seeing something come up and you're like, he's speeding up right now? And
Oh yeah, dude.
He's getting
I'm telling you, like,
going
like,
faster.
let me use static for reference.
Yep.
Like those ruts out there are about that deep in some spots.
And then he hits it and you're like in the air and you're like, oh, this feels like it's about to hurt. And then you're like,
Yep.
where is it?
Yeah.
You're already like way past. You're like, that was it? What? What?
You don't even have time to sweat the next one.
Yeah, it's
But it's funny how you start like conversing. You can always tell everyone's comfort zone, right?
Yeah,
We're talking, then there's a hole coming up, and it's like, oh, just quiet. Yeah. That's why I start chuckling.
I'm gonna shut up so we can focus on this.
then it eats it, and everyone's like, what just happened? You know?
I feel like going swimming. Thought we were taking out that freaking sign at one point, the fence.
You like throwing that ass towards that fence.
Yeah.
Oh, I do, 100%.
Oh yeah, I noticed that one right away.
So like what we just did, so I got a stroller back there. Behind the stroller is an ARB fridge. I've got my Pro Eagle OG 2-ton jack that has lifted more diesel mega cabs than any 2-ton jack ever should in remote areas of the Mojave Desert. I've got my compressor here, which is the dual ARB with the 1-gallon tank. I remoted my Odyssey Extreme Group 65 batteries to the bed. I've got the little bed cage in here that holds the GFC I was talking about with a solar panel on top. And
nice.
Apparently from the show this weekend, I've also got a table back here.
There you go.
At least I took out the Easy Up and I took out the wheel stands.
Well, everything still looks pretty in place after what we just did.
Oh, it's seen a lot more than that. Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, after a wild adventure, we have made it over to Carli's, what do we call this, the welding facility?
Welding facility.
See, I had them wrap this box so Dedic didn't start pulling things apart.
All right, we're here with Ryan. We're at the weld shop for Carli Suspension. We're gonna walk through and see what we do. He's got a new Superduty that we're gonna outfit, so we'll showcase some parts for that. And so like right over here, we got Drew. So like here's the 23 radius arm. It's all robot welded, but when we have problems, so like this whole weld right here, we had a blowout through the whole thing. Something happened with the robot where it messed up. He's gonna cut that entire weld out and re-weld it by hand so that it's perfect for the customer.
That sounds like a fun job, Drew.
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
I've gotten pretty good at it. Are you doing a level or a 5.5?
5.5.
Okay, perfect. This is the 23 5.5-inch radius arm drop. We actually got them being welded right now.
Nice.
So that's in its tack form. Everything comes in CNC laser cut and bent, ready to go. We build it and then we weld it.
Super rad.
I mean, and this is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of parts welded at that quality every single time.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah,
Those welds check out.
they don't miss.
Yeah.
I've got the best crew in the industry. There's no one that does what we do on the production scale that we do. And this is same for your same truck, but the leveling system.
Okay.
So these required, the new trucks didn't have a lot of caster from the factory, so we ended up having to do a drop on our leveling kit too. It just doubled our workload, that's all it did.
There you go.
Do a trophy hitch?
I'm running 40, so we're not going to be able to.
Yeah, okay.
But we're going to try to run 40.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the trophy hitches getting built out.
So I know it is super loud in here, and I apologize, but one thing we're not putting on my truck, because it doesn't go up big enough for the tire size that I want to run, however, it goes up to a massive tire size, is the trophy hitch. So this basically replaces your factory hitch, but allows you room to fit up to a 38-inch spare tire in the factory location, which is awesome. And I mean, it really beefs up your hitch. So they've tested these and they like couldn't break them. So they'll tow more than the truck will handle, that's for sure. And we've got the main welder over here.
So first of all, shout out to Clay over here. So a lot of times we have people reach out to us and DM us and try to give us, helpful advice on some things. Well, way back when I first started like really posting my build on Instagram about how like I plan on doing the rear lift and everything, Clay actually reached out and said, hey man, just want to make sure you've considered this and that, and maybe you should think about doing this, put a gusset here. And I actually listened to a lot of the things he said, but it's kind of rare that one, we get to have those interactions online, but two, we end up actually getting to meet that person in real life. So, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
My name's Clayton. I work at Carli Suspension. I'm a welder here. Just weld all day.
Yeah.
So Clay said there's about 6 hours of welding per hitch, and these ones do not get robot welded. This is all this man right here.
Wild.
And apparently they can't get these out the door fast enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We We got to get down to 4 hours, Clay.
I'm trying. We're not helping right now.
Yeah. This one's gonna take a little longer. We're adding a couple minutes here. Beautiful welds, Clay. Beautiful welds, brother.
Let's show this area right here. That's beautiful right there.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen, I mean, we got this machined lip that gives you that factory look. Look at, they even like weld on, they thicken up where your pin goes through. I mean, these things are gnarly hitches.
That's impressive.
On top of giving you the ability again to have a full-size spare up to a 38-inch, which is pretty rad.
Even their stand welds are nice, too.
Yeah, I mean, everything. The fixtures are nice, everything's nice. We do shit one way around here. Another beautiful work of art out of this shop.
Absolutely.
So I've got the guys here, they're amazing. I started out welding here 10 years ago. It's like the lowest guy around. And now I've got a crew of guys that are better than me at it.
Sick. Oh yeah.
Well, what's the guy lower than where you started out now, and are you hiring? I'm trying to get in there. I'm trying to get in there.
Yeah, start sweeping, dude. Start sweeping.
No, I don't get a broom though. I gotta do it.
Yeah.
The front bump drops, those are gonna be for your truck. That's the new design, so I don't even think those are out yet, actually.
Can't show those. Can't show those yet.
Yeah, you can. There's just a lot more cool welds on that one than the old style. More of the 5.5-inch 23 drop, and then here's a pallet of the 23 radius arms themselves. So that's a full robot arm right there.
Beautiful. That's robot?
Yes.
Wild.
That's insane.
This one, yeah, 100% robot.
I'm used to seeing robots as like that solid
Solid
weld.
Not doing whips. They're just
Yeah.
they're doing a solid hole.
I mean, we got that robot, they told us we couldn't do that.
Okay.
Miller was like, there's no way you can do that.
Yeah.
Hey, we built thousands of these arms
Challenge
since we've gone.
accepted.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
So that's all like the human weld side, like that back booth over there, that's all of our TIG fixes,
Gotcha.
we call it. So any issues on the robot gets fixed back there.
Okay.
And then Drew will do more of the heavier welding over there on that stuff. This is the 05. So 1/4-inch construction all the way through, keyways tying it in all over the place on that arm.
So rad.
And it's gnarly. There's that 05 arm all packed up. So this is raw form before it goes into the robot for final weld.
Okay.
We do some fills and grinding there, and then this gets fully filled from the back, and then that robot just eats that thing up.
That's wild.
Don't look too much at the yellow, but you can put your camera in there and kind of see maybe.
It's showing up. So what's the weld time on one of these arms?
I think we got it down to about an hour.
Oh wow, okay.
It was almost 2.5 by hand.
Well, the cool thing is, again, you can load one in while that one's getting welded, and it just automatically flips them.
Yes.
Yep, about 550. Feels right.
Goes right through there and out into the robot.
That's wild.
Our little grabber from the forklift.
And how often are we switching out a 550-pound thing of wire?
3 weeks, sometimes 2
that's pretty
weeks.
good.
It all depends on what's getting welded in there.
Okay.
And sometimes it'll last a month, sometimes it's a couple weeks.
Well guys, today has been pretty gnarly. We went from the leading manufacturer, Ford and Ram and Dodge suspension kits, to our homie Alex over here, the leading lowrider hydraulic air suspension parts manufacturer as well, because we were picking up a couple pieces that Dedic designed for us.
I'm getting better with my turnaround times, dog. That's just something I started yesterday, and look, it's already done.
It is impressive what Alex does for us. So you guys know Hoppo's does some of like the gnarliest lowrider builds in the world. They build a couple a year for super select clients because there's so much work that goes into these. And we just talked to Alex on like Friday night, and he's like, dude, I'm so swamped, got so much going on, everybody wants things last minute. And I was like, hey, since we got you on the phone, he's like, no, but yes, what do you need?
But send it right now and I'll have it done, and we're already done.
Yeah, so Dedic sent it over to him last night, and our parts are already cut and ready, which is super awesome.
Yep.
We got a pretty good circle around us, guys. That's for damn sure. That's what it takes to pull off some of the stuff that we pull off. Dedic, your CAD design work's getting better, man. This looks pretty good.
Oh, you know, I put a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
That is so nice.
I don't know if I mentioned, but with the Carli kit that I'm running, we are doing airbags in the rear. So we need some onboard air, but because we're gonna do onboard air, we might as well also put the Nathan K5 train horn that has been sitting in my shop since we built my Denali, basically. And Zach did such a good job like building that whole air management system. We didn't want to tear it apart to then put a horn on. So I've held on to this thing for years, and it's finally going on a truck. And well, if you're gonna do it, you gotta have a pretty hefty mount.
Yeah.
Alex knows.
Yeah, I do. I bent 2 of them thinking I did it strong enough, but obviously we went bigger than kind of like what you guys are doing.
Right.
Full plate across. A little fancier, but yeah, you need to beef it up a little bit. Yeah.
So if anybody's watching and you guys need anything, he can make it for you in less than 12 hours. Hit him up.
No, do not. Absolutely. Hit up Ryan if you need it in 12 hours.
We knew it was gonna get. I knew it was gonna get kind of deformed. I was like, it's gonna be fine.
But we just smooth it out.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Just smooth it out.
Because you'll literally never.
It's just the air hoses running through there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, these are
And then
sick.
yeah, this one's mine. So this is going up underneath. So
Where in the world do you get a Chevy bow tie out of this shape?
it's kind of a bow tie. That's
Because he was like, hey, the bow tie, you see it, and I'm like,
this
okay.
one. Okay, if I said, hey, the one that looks like a bow tie, which one are you pointing at?
For sure, dude, all day.
Shut the fuck up.
So since we're over here at Hoppo's, I mean, sorry guys, we've been in loud machine shops all day. But obviously Hoppo's makes the absolute sickest air tanks on the market. We're running one of their billet tanks. We're just grabbing all the fittings right now, figuring out how we're gonna do this and how we're gonna hook this up to my train horn.
So 3/8 to half.
3/8
So
to half.
we're gonna have half and half come up like this, one on each side. And then they're going to, once they get up above the plate, they're gonna 90 again this way into a T, and that T is gonna adapt 2 half-inch lines into a single 3/4. And then that line's just gonna go forward and then straight down, because the plate that goes here, your horn's literally gonna be mounted right there. So it's literally just gonna tee over, straight in, solenoid in between the 2, and then straight down.
Alrighty guys, we have made it back to the shop. It has been an absolute long day out on the road. I gotta give a huge thank you to the folks over at Carli. The amount of hospitality they have shown us today and letting us see the entire operation. I personally love behind the scenes stuff. Hopefully you guys do as well. You know, the inner workings of a company is just not something that is seen a lot, especially as more and more companies aren't manufacturing in the US. To see everything basically made in-house was super awesome. So again, a huge thank you to everybody over at Carli for being so rad today, and to Dan for you know, not unaliving me in his truck. Thank you, Dan, for your exceptional driving abilities today. But we've got a lot of work to do on this truck. Me and Dedek left Hoppo's, went and got lunch, and Alex was already like cutting some pretty sick stuff that we have coming for this truck as well as Dedek's truck, so you're gonna have to stay tuned for that. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now, that you do not miss out on any future content. We're gonna be cutting it close on this truck. Let me just tell you that. It might seem early, maybe, I don't know, by the time this video goes live. It's not. We don't have a whole lot of time. Don't forget to give this video a like, get a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out Carli Suspension. You know, you guys are no strangers. Again, like I mentioned earlier in this video, you guys flooded my comment section saying I needed to put a Carli kit on this truck. But if you do not know much about Carli and you guys want to follow up, or you guys want to order a kit after what you've seen today, go check out Carli Suspension. Also, if you guys would be so kind as to go over and check out Work For It Apparel, workforapparel.com. Y'all are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah.